Grab some water. Hydration, very important. Rising tide.
Any luck hunting?
That should be enough for a few blankets and tents.
Oh, that's so great.
Great.
I don't suppose you would mind getting something else for me.
Yeah, no problem. If you've still got room in the caravan.
I'm just thinking, in an unknown climate, we don't know how fast the seasons might turn here, and as I said, it gets pretty cold at night. We should stock softwood for warmth, like a lot of it, to keep our hearth lit, you know?
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm confused. The Akala hide I just brought you isn't enough?
It's a start, for sure, but we need to be more prepared. Lots of softwood could really save us in a pinch.
Wonder if she's okay.
Yes. I've been bringing you all this stuff because I thought it would help you feel better. But honestly, you seem even more anxious now. Are you all right?
No, I'm fine. I really
She's
am.
crying.
I just need to make sure the Weaver Band is okay.
Right. But it's just... I'm trying to make sure you're okay.
Please. I really need your help with this.
All right. I guess I'll be back then.
Thanks, Bryn. Come back with it soon.
Rising tide. Softwood. Oh, that's easy. I'll just play normally. Occurrence hearth. Ah. Necklace arch. And there I go.
I suppose if anywhere we're going to be too full of magic, it would be this place.
A lot of the records were lost, but we know the real innovation happened down here.
And the Enclave's innovations took a lot of magic. Right.
Later. Oh, it worked. Perfect. It's fiery in there. How about if I make a fire potion? You know what? I'm just gonna run past you guys. Ow. I can make that jump. Totally could. What's this? Oof. Time to climb. Ow. Just toss him overboard. Oh my gosh, it takes so much damage. Sick. More softwood, please. More wood. Oh, he fell. Can I grab that? I actually never tried. Probably a bad idea. Don't think I can reach it. Here we go. Ooh, achievement. A rare achievement.
Well, that did something. I should go check with the Axel that it worked.
First, let's check if I need a quest here. Get a set of 5 any forged material and kill at Brannick Castiel for its secretions.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything with her and the spindle.
Can't do that yet. Axel is in Bastion? Wait, where is it? Oh, weird. Can't teleport there. Let's go back to base. Need more wood. There we go, now I can go there. Talk to her first. Chill.
Hey.
Bryn, I haven't known you for long, but I can tell when someone's about to ask me a frustrating question. Out with it.
You forced my hand. So, what's the deal with you and Isla?
You...
It's blushing.
This is a workplace. We're colleagues. We both represent a number of guilds. By the flames, we're known for working well together, as our offices command. That's all.
Sure. Should I enable this?
Come on. You're saying you have no interest in her whatsoever? She's adorable and extremely smart and powerful. Who wouldn't want to run off into the sunset?
Oh my
with her?
god, this is too much.
Bryn, please. Even if I were, theoretically, I doubt she has time for someone between her council duties and her own research. But I am not. I respect and appreciate her as a colleague. Nothing more.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you'll excuse
Sure.
me, I have requisitions to process and
She has a crush on her.
ridiculous questions to ignore. So the curves of the metal suggest...
I definitely think an enchanter had a hand in this, as well as someone with intimate knowledge of the loom gates.
Those two people could possibly be one person even. Though I can't fathom who it would be.
Keeping yourselves busy, I see?
It's a conundrum for the ages, that's for sure.
Ah, Bryn. You're back.
You've done amazing work with the resonance modulator. I'm certain this will be a turning point for us.
Thanks. But how do you know it worked?
The loom gate started glowing a strange color before you arrived. I took it as a hint that you'd succeeded.
Spoiled the surprise.
I'm sure the Surgeborn will be plenty surprised when they next try to use the loom gates.
Good news.
Suffice to say, we're thrilled, Bryn. In a short time, you've done a lot to help us. We were, obviously, a little hesitant to trust newcomers.
Our first impression wasn't the best.
But now, we're in a much better situation when it comes to survival.
Happy to have helped. Without you two trusting me, I couldn't have achieved half as much. So thank you for letting me in. I'm glad to have gotten to know both of you.
It's been my pleasure, Bryn.
Likewise.
So, let's recap for a moment. 1. We've stopped Surgeborn from navigating the Loomgate network by using the resonance modulator. 2. We've made huge leaps forward in regaining control over the Arcs. 3. We've armed and supplied the Scouts.
It certainly doesn't cast our last decade of work in a forgiving light, does it?
Listen, you've been surviving this crisis for a long time the only way you knew how. But now you have a path to move forward. Your people can choose to follow it, or dwell on past mistakes. Are we ready to face this threat head-on together?
Yes. You're right. Of course you are. We're at the point, resource-wise, where we can start making moves.
I don't really want to speak to my father right now. But I agree that it's time we put pressure on him to do something. Anything. Regardless of what he does. You've earned our support, Bryn. But first, I'd actually like to steal Hirun for a while, if you don't mind. I have some notes to go over with her.
You're rude.
By all means. Have fun.
Is that code for something?
I suppose I'll just get right to it. Why do you treat me differently?
What do you mean?
Everyone
Sally.
else gets the stern.
Hello.
The
How's it
huge
going?
in charge, the
Thanks for
Axel.
stopping by.
But I get the friendly face, the compliance, this you who I don't
I
understand.
believe this bird lady has a crush on her.
Is it because of my dad? Because everyone answers to him? Are you trying to get close to him through me? I can't handle it, Hirun. I need to know that I'm not just being manipulated by everyone around me.
It's not because of that.
Then what is it?
Say it.
I
She's gonna say it.
spend time around you because I want to see you, to speak with you, to work
I knew it.
alongside you,
I knew it.
to see the look in your eyes when you solve a problem. Skies, I shouldn't. None of this is. If we could find somewhere else, beyond the gaze of the hold.
Hirun. Stop. Take my hand. And we'll go. I have a place in mind. I didn't see it before, but I think I would like to tell you of the ways in which you are important to me, too.
Wow. Good for you two. I don't know what the dad thinks of that.
You are the last person I wish to speak to right now.
Likewise.
What did I ever do to you?
My own flesh and blood isn't speaking to me because of you.
Always blame
She's
me.
not speaking to you because you lied to her.
It was for her protection. Information is power, and I will protect her at all costs. Even from you, if I have to.
And what is that supposed to mean?
It means you will soon learn that we can handle our affairs well enough without your help.
What else?
Congratulations on successfully recalibrating the loom gates. It's an impressive achievement, considering your thimble broke the harness and prevented us from resetting the loom gate connections. Helping with this initiative was the least you could do for us.
It's amazing what happens when we pool our resources.
Normally, I would impose sanctions on the Axel for inviting an outsider to access the harness. A rather grave breach of protocol, if I'm being honest.
Why is this guy so unlikable?
Thankfully for her, this aligns with our upcoming security efforts.
And what efforts would those be?
Confidential, I'm afraid.
Ooh, I can upgrade my base now.
I'm guessing Staneld family dinners have been awkward lately.
Try non-existent. I wanted to believe my father was a good person deep down, if driven by fear at times. Now, I just don't know.
She into birds? That's the real question.
Maybe he was doing what he thought was right. We're all capable of making mistakes, no matter how good our intentions are.
I don't see how his fears could have led him to lies this deep.
That's probably because you're braver than he is. You're ready to face the truth, no matter what it costs.
Thank you. And Bryn? My father might be willing to let the Surgeborn take over, but I'm not him. I'm with you, until the end. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Oh, Bryn? You were right. About the requisitions.
Just blushing.
Obviously.
Does this game have multiple endings? I'm curious. I'm gonna look it up. Multiple endings. Seems like there's not multiple endings.
Got it.
Come back to base. Upgrade my stuff. $175. 5 Italian tonics. That's good. Castman will be able to trade camp supplies with the Heart Ciders for resources. It's pretty good. Let's go with this. It's at max level. Cozy little cart. Oh, max level. Upgrade this. Yes. Trading. Ah, that's useful. Very useful. How much for wood? Just regular wood. Boom. I did it.
Did you manage to find enough softwood?
If you need more than this, the Don Brennick Pine Preservationists will come for me. Here you go.
Oh, great.
You don't sound as happy as I thought you'd be.
It's just that what I'm realizing is the Weaver Band really needs Drake scales. Like, give or take 90 to be safe.
90?
90 Ash Peak Drake scales?
You kidding me?
Yeah, not the easiest thing to get, but maybe instead of fighting drakes, you could find one of their nests. I think they shed, right?
Kaz, I don't think drakes leave their nests unattended. This still sounds pretty dangerous. What could we possibly need 90 scales for?
There's a lot.
Because it's hard to explain, but please, 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 can you
90
trust me?
scales.
I just really need you to trust me.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Casmin, what's going on? Are we outfitting an army?
She's crying.
Because it's...
Tell me what's wrong.
I just think we could...
Don't you think Bryn's got you pretty well stocked at this point?
But... You're right. I got carried away.
What's wrong?
Sorry.
It's okay.
Thanks for all your help. Excuse me. I'm gonna put all this away now.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Definitely not
If
fine.
you say so. Good work, Bryn. We'll take care of the rest of this.
It's my pick for book club. I can't decide between a love story about a studious ram and an Auburn warrior.
Drowning. Another
Bryn,
mission.
I'm glad you're here. I need to talk to you.
What's going on? You look pretty tired.
She does.
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just... About those 90 Drake scales, I know Arya said we don't need them, but she just doesn't understand. It's dangerous out here, you know? Especially now that these Surgeborn are loose. We need to be prepared for anything. It's just gnawing in the back of my head. Do you think you could do it?
You haven't told me why we need them, or better yet,
90.
why we need 90.
We want the best gear and weapons, don't we?
So Sola asked for these?
Not exactly. They have other uses too.
Seriously.
What she need them
When
for?
was the last
Trying
time
to
you
think.
slept?
Kashar don't need as much sleep as Ashar or Casil.
But you need some sleep.
It's been a while. Maybe 10 days.
10
Or-
days?
Or a week. I'm
Without
fine.
sleep.
I'm guessing
It's
Aurea
crazy.
doesn't know you want me to go Drake hunting. Do you really think it's a good idea for us to go behind her back?
It looks bad, but she just doesn't see what I'm seeing.
To be honest, I'm not sure I see it either.
Please, just trust me.
Kaz, you need to tell me what's really going on here. I want to help, but the Drake scales? The Weaver Band is okay. More than okay. We're in the best shape we've been in since we entered the Enclave, now that we've made contact with the Heartsiders. Besides, the caravan is looking pretty full. It's not making sense.
You think I'm insane?
No, of course not.
Era's breath. I shouldn't have brought this up. Ugh. But you just don't understand. Everyone could die if I don't... It would be my fault.
Whatever this is, please just tell me what's going on.
No. I shouldn't have burdened you. Sorry, just go.
But Kaz...
I can't talk about this anymore.
Casmin is not okay. And I don't think bringing her more stuff is the answer. I'd better talk to Aurea.
Alright, talk to Aurea. Hold on. Mic is bugging out. Boom. Talk to Aurea. Hello.
Hey, Aurea. About Casmin.
I know. I'm worried too. So is the rest of the band.
I wonder what happens if I
Let's
give her
talk at
90.
the archive privately. I'll join you and Lane in a moment.
All right.
The archive. Can I actually bring her 90 scales? What happens if I do that? Drake scales. It's a 5-star, dude. 40 resources for Drake scales. Yeah, it's not feasible. Talk to her.
Kaz, you know you can talk to us about what's going on, right?
Nothing's going on. I'm fine, I promise.
You don't seem fine, though.
It's just, no one seems to understand how important the Ashpeak Drake skills are, and bad things are going to happen if we don't... You know what? I just can't talk about this right now. I'm sorry. Did you learn anything?
You mean when I asked the Eye about the symbol? No. And I'm pretty sure he hates me a little more now.
Not a loving man, that one. Being evasive is, in and of itself, rather telling. Means we're onto something of note.
How did you know I asked, anyway?
I watch people closely. A habit so deeply ingrained you could call it a groove at this point.
Groove.
It sounds like your experiment with the loom gates went well. With the axle and the spindle? Yeah, it turned out better than we could have hoped.
That's good news.
Are you worried about something?
Worried? No. Holding the infinite weave of possibilities in my mind. Yes. Do you think the resonance modulator could be used to keep certain kinds of people out of the Loomgate network too?
I'm really not sure. What makes you think about that?
I believe that the Eye would lock us out if he could.
Hmm.
He has a great tactical mind, after all, even if we haven't exactly seen it in action yet.
Good point.
And he's made it clear that we're not exactly welcome guests, so it's not a huge leap, is it? Plus, we've handed these designs over to his daughter, of all people.
Well, you haven't had a chance to talk to Isla yet. She definitely wouldn't let that happen. At the very least, she'd give us a heads up. Why don't you talk to her sometime? I think you'd get along.
I suppose I should, yes. After my next round of experiments, perhaps. Speaking of, I should really get back to it. I'm glad to hear that all is not doomed, too. Thanks.
Not a problem.
No problem. Well, more talk.
You won't find Oria's father running amid statues, you know.
What do you mean?
You know what's most likely to get in the way of tracking down one's lineage? Family.
Okay, why the long pause?
A scholar wants to trace a family line to find connections between key historical figures? No problem. A living relative wants to find their great-grandfather using some oh-so-precious family heirloom? What a headache.
Why?
A scholar is objective. They have no emotional attachment to the family line, no sense of self wrapped up in the results of their study.
And you're saying Oria does?
I'm saying she needs to expand her search beyond Weaver heroes. She's not searching for family there, she's seeking identity. And without objectivity, her search will turn up nothing.
Oria did jump into this with preconceived ideas about who her father is. I can see how that might cause problems.
It most certainly will if she doesn't come around to the idea that her father may not live up to her expectations.
I'll keep that in mind.
Food for thought, at least.
More talking.
So,
That's a lot to say.
we've spoken about stories. The kinds that are lost to time or war. But what about those stories that are yet to be written? What is the story of Bryn? Slayer of mighty beasts, point of Oria Silverbeak's legendary weaver band.
I suppose that's me in a nutshell, isn't it?
Yes, but what else? I can't help but wonder whether there will be anyone else who's indelibly part of your story.
Blushing.
I'd need to have someone around to champion my exploits. Can't just hand out copies of my journal, can I?
Goodness, if only there was someone around who could shout your praises from the rooftops.
You never know. They could be right around the corner.
We shall have to keep an eye out.
Holy. Attention, dude, attention.
It's safe to say Casmin hasn't been acting like herself. She's always been tightly wound, but this is something else.
Bryn, she seems more open with you than most. Can you describe in detail what's abnormal about her behavior?
She's begging me for more supplies, even though the caravan is chock full.
Not that we could tell, because she's covered it up.
More than that, she just seems distressed. She's always talking about worst-case scenarios, and lately it's like she's convinced we're all going to die.
I have heard rumors of abnormal behavior developing in Kashar that could be linked to this.
What kind of rumors?
In polytheistic beliefs that are pervasive in the southern part of the Maida, there is an affliction known as Ira's Plague. The sufferer is haunted by twisted visions of death and pain. The goddess of justice, Ira, won't allow the sufferer inner peace until they repent through scrupulosity.
Scrupulosity? What is that exactly?
English,
My apologies.
please.
I forget most people don't follow UD in eschatological study. Scrupulosity can be best described as a series of repetitive acts that one is compelled to do. For example, if Casmin is plagued by relentless images of our band dying from exposure,
She might send our point out over and over again to retrieve supplies.
yes, in order to dispel the horrific visions.
Are you seriously suggesting Casmin is... what? Possessed?
Of course not. I'm confident that this is merely a stigmatized phenomenon that could not be explained through facts or science. So the populace explained it through religious folly instead.
Any ideas what facts could explain it?
Not yet.
I didn't realize Casmin was spiritual. Is she really trying to hide these visions from us?
Though not devout herself, Casmin grew up with a strict Ashar mother.
You're right, she did.
It's possible Casmin's affliction was a point of shame or contention between them. Perhaps she fears rejection if she shares her experience with us.
Kashar. What does Ira's plague have to do with them?
While most see Kashar as a celebrated merging of the two cultures, some fringe sects disagree. They believe the wider lineage simply leads to more ancestral sin that must be atoned, and thus only Kashar can be afflicted.
Really? Where do you land?
The concept of impure lineage is clearly hogwash. But I
Hogwash.
suspect the affliction could somehow correlate to the Kashar's unique physiology.
All right. Casmin is suffering. We need to do something about it.
And preemptively? No exorcisms?
As I said, this is likely nothing more than a condition that has been stigmatized by religion. A scientific explanation must exist, and thankfully, we are in the heart of progressive thinking.
You think the Enclave could have done research on this?
Makes sense. Where should I start looking?
The steps in the upper city is where I'd start. Between the main building of the spire and the atrium used to stand a school for alchemists. From your explorations, the surge hit that area pretty hard, but some of the building may still be standing.
Great. What am I looking for?
Maybe the name of someone who suffered like Casmin, or a healer who treated the condition. If you find someone like that, you'll want to search the areas of the city where they spent time. Ira's plague is wildly misunderstood across the Maida. If we could find a treatment, it could help more than Casmin.
You're right. I'll start with the steps, then expand my search.
Upper to Nebron, sure. Let's do it. Oh, one pet. Good boy. Yes, a good boy. Burn and Nebron, Highland Ice Claw. Over here, huh? Seems close by. Come on. Oh. He does damage. Stop dodging, dude. So annoying. There we go. This way. What is it? Ah. Ow. Fire hot, fire hot. Oh gosh. Oh, never mind then. Oh god. We're good. Holy moly. Climb, please.
Not much of this building left, but looks like it's my lucky day. This tome's titled Disordered Thinking and Mental Anguish. What's this? An insert says, a herbalist in the market found success treating a variety of patients suffering from these types of afflictions. Better search the market next.
Lord and Nevron. Later. Lord Nevron.
The cold seep right into the stones here.
This is why we use wattle and daub back. Insulates properly.
It's not where I want to go, actually. Bending glass table. think I need to fight a glass tail actually. Hmm. Ow. Whoa, I'm flying.
A ledger belonging to the herbalist that owned this stand. There are notes on all kinds of afflictions, both physical and mental, that were treated here. It looks like they asked one patient with symptoms similar to Casbin to keep a diary during treatment. I wonder if I could track it down. He lived in the lower city.
So much ice here, dude. Where are you going? Ow. Whoop. Oh. Oh. Oh, come on. Oh gosh. Stop moving, please. Ow. Cold is bad. Oh man, this is bad. Ice is so annoying. There we go. Oh my gosh, I did it.
A frost strand. Happy to weave that into your mantle.
Clear up the ice. Secretions. Where do I get secretions? Oh, gather a set of any forged material. Forged material. Today.
Isn't that the same Oberon statue you found in the atrium?
Maybe if I burn the vines, I'll be able to see who it is.
There we go. It's covered.
Matteo Agretius.
Teo.
Known for his acts of bravery following the surge. Could this be your father, Aurea?
Perhaps. Arakim might know how to confirm.
Ah. Ow. How do I get up there?
A diary. The man it belonged to details all his anxieties and intrusive visions. I wonder if Casmin could relate to him. It's hard to think about her experiencing all this alone.
I'll put her
He
Nevron.
mentions that he also sought help at the Hallow Pyre Rise. I should check the temple for more information.
Going back to temple. This is a long side quest. Curiosity.
Arik, about those statues in Upper Denevron.
You mean the Friends of the Eye?
No, I was talking about the champions?
Ha! Some of them, maybe. But you could be the most heroic weaver in the world, and unless you're cozying up to leadership, there's no statue being built in your honor.
Huh.
Anyway, what do you want with them?
Well, we're wondering if there could be a familial connection between someone in our band and one of the figures represented on the statues.
You could dive through the archives we've preserved in Caston's hold on all our heroes. That's the slow, boring way.
Don't let Lane hear you say that.
Or you can compare mantles to see if their patterns are a match.
You can tell two people are related through their mantles.
The spindle could tell you more about the science behind it.
Hmm.
But from what I understand, there are similarities across bloodlines in how a weaver's cloth pulls magic from the air. A pattern tracer allows us to analyze those similarities between two weavers' patterns. I'll give you a design for it. Once it's built, take it to the Axle and she'll trace the mantles for you. We've preserved mantles belonging to all our heroes in Caston's hold.
Thanks, Arik. Aurea will be pleased.
Aurea? For what it's worth, she's twice the weaver any of those statues might claim to be.
I believe it. Serenites. 16 Serenites. Wow. Forge resource. Wait, how do I get Forge resource? Forged resource. Companion quest. Set of any 5 forged material. 5 forged material. That's confusing. What does it mean forged material? Gather a set of 5 of any forged material. A set of 5? Like a whole armor set? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. An armor set? Okay, this is confusing. What is forged material? The only thing I can craft is just armor. It doesn't make sense. They can trade it for it. Forged material. No. No. Okay, I don't understand this. I have to look it up. I hate looking stuff up. It's so unclear. The heck is forged material? 5 forged material. Five metal materials. Five metal materials. Pretty sure I have 5. Ah, there we go. So that's how you do it. Just click on it. Okay, I'm a dum-dum.
Sev is repairing a loom gate again, is he? I know this design.
Wait, really?
Doesn't it look familiar? Just like that seal we used to repair the loom gate in Glintwood Hollow.
Huh. I guess so. Though that one didn't need me to take out a glass tail. I was a little green for that when we first arrived.
We all knew you had what it takes. Sev certainly believed in you, and still does. Just like I'm choosing to believe in him.
Because it's 5
When's
metals.
the last time anyone saw him sleep?
It would have been less confusing. Hold on.
Hello, hello. We're fixing loom gates, are we?
What? Wait. Who told you?
You just did. But it was an educated guess from what you designed. Is this what the Eye has you working on?
You know I can't say. And honestly, I don't really know more than beyond the fact that there's a broken gate. I could do better work if I knew more, of course, but sometimes we have to fix things in the dark. Just the way of it.
My dad would tell you that's a great way to lose a hand.
You're just not seeing the whole picture. I'm sorry. I don't see it all either, but I've decided to trust that the head of the Enclave does.
I get it, big guy. Still, if he tells you more, just let us know if it's anything dangerous, okay?
I promise. You trusted me to tackle this task without enough details. I can do the same for the Eye. For now, at any rate. If things get dangerous, you'll be the first to know. Thanks again.
No problem. Sola.
Sev. What are we going to do with you?
You know him better than me. Can we trust him?
I hope so. But it's pretty obvious Sev is being pressured by the Eye due to their Norian connection. And I do not trust him. Anyway, what did you learn from helping Sev?
He's either constructing or repairing something that requires exotic materials.
As I said, it reminded me of how he fixed the gate in the Hollow. I would wager the Eye heard about our exploits.
Could be.
He's a clever one, our Ram. There's really only one thing for it.
Direct confrontation.
We're going to let him know we care. Then we're going to let him sit with it. Wait for me in the hold. We'll talk to him there. Away from the others. So he doesn't feel like we're ganging up on him.
We are ganging up on him. Keston's hold. Trade supplies, no salvage. Upgrade. Boom. Everything's maxed out. My tent upgraded now. Yeah. Cool. Check out my tent. Is that my drawings? Mochi. Wait a minute, let me look at that picture. Do I recognize it? It's like a bird. 4 people. Oh, that's where I have a sister. She mentioned I have a sister. Mom and dad and a sister. Makes 4 people. Where is my sister? If I remember correctly. Cool.
Hello, Sebastian.
Sola. Rin. Hello?
Hey. Listen, we just have something to say. Shh. You're good. Just listen for a second, okay? We know the Eye has you working on some project. We know you two have some kind of connection, and we want you to know it's okay.
Sola's right, big guy. And if you need help, or if something's happening you're not comfortable with, you tell us, okay? We came in here as a team, and nothing's going to change that.
Exactly. Anytime you need to talk, apprentice of mine, you know where we are. And we'll listen.
I don't know what to say.
You'll know when it's time. We'll see you at camp, okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Clear the air. Quest complete.
You know, our lawkeeper would love to meet with some of the populace. They could record some oral histories. There must be thousands of stories of surviving the surge.
I'm sure your band is curious about our Hearthsiders, but that's out of the question.
Can I ask why?
Eye's orders. Your Weaver band is to be kept isolated from the populace. He believes that your presence would be disruptive to everyday life. I don't agree entirely, but you must understand this is a precarious situation. Even the scouts are isolated. Word from outside Cassidans has caused panic in the past.
Shame. But I understand.
Things between my father and I are maybe not improving, but shifting. He apologized for not taking my work seriously, and it seemed genuine this time.
Did he apologize for all the lying?
He's trying to make amends for that, in his own way. He's even brought me onto an enchanting project he's been working on. It's hard. Part of me wants the relationship we used to have back. A bigger part of me knows it's gone, for good.
You're probably right that you can't go back. But if he loves you enough to atone, maybe there's a path for the two of you.
I know I need to keep my guard up for now. But truthfully, I want that more than anything.
PlayStation.
What's going on?
Arik, why don't you fill her in?
Our plan worked. The Eye is mobilizing the scouts for a large-scale attack on the Surgeborn.
I take it the Axle and the Spindle put him up to this?
Yes. Not that Khan Stanild is admitting that. He claims that with the supply shortage taken care of and the Ark restoration underway, now is the time to strike.
And Bryn is receiving due credit for all her work, I'm sure.
No.
So what's his plan?
The scouts will stage a distraction in the underworks, while the Eye and the Spindle do something to the Grand Gate. That's all I know. The Eye wants everyone to convene at Cassidon's Hold for a speech to learn more.
He wants us there.
Khan Stanild loves an audience. Doesn't matter who's in it.
I thought you'd be happier about all this.
I have reservations about the Eye launching a plan using my scouts without consulting me.
The reality is, the leader of the Enclave has the power and influence we need to take a stand against the Surgeborn, regardless of how likable the man holding the title may be.
Power and influence, sure, but not the expertise.
My gut is telling me the Eye can't be trusted. People like him don't change overnight. Arik's right. We should proceed with caution.
It can't hurt to hear his big speech before jumping to conclusions.
I'm here to escort you. Talk to me when you're ready.
This is the final mission. Oil membrane.
Ready to head to Cassidon's Hold?
Serious events will play out. Sure, repaired. Oh.
Still need more time.
I think this is
I'm
the
here
final
when you're
mission.
ready.
Alright, I'm not doing that
Don't
yet.
take too long.
In the meantime, Let's do some side quests and get upgrades. Still frozen. Yep, cold. It's cold. Is it up there? I think. No, it's over there. Oh god. We're good. Ow, it's cold. I can't even break it open, can I? Oh gosh. Ow. That's annoying. Oh. Can't open it. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, do I hate this guy. Secret tome.
Religious afflictions. I wonder if it might document something similar to Era's plague. If Casmin really believes she's been cursed or afflicted, no wonder she's trying to keep it to herself.
Here's a home.
Exactly as I theorized. Era's plague is little more than a stigmatized condition with a perfectly rational explanation.
Which is?
A perfect storm of family traits and lifestyle choices, exaggerated by circumstance. Diet, athletics, and sleep all factor in.
Casmin hasn't been sleeping much.
Might be worth presenting this research to her to see if the rest resonates.
Good idea.
Oria and I will join you when you're ready.
Put her to sleep. Knock her out.
Casmin, we need to talk.
Could it wait? I'm in the middle of touch counting the armory.
No, it can't.
We've been worried about you.
I'm fine. Seriously, don't worry about me.
No one has seen you sleep in days. You're clearly hiding 2 bands worth of supplies behind the caravan shutters. And half the time you're talking a league a minute about catastrophes that are never going to happen. We can't let you keep going like this.
No. Maybe I've been a little off lately, but I'm fine, seriously. I'm just trying to keep our Weaver band prepared in case... I just want us all to be safe.
We are safe.
Kaz, I've been doing research on a condition you might know as Era's plague. I'm not possessed.
We know.
The Enclave studies on Era's plague concluded that it's not a religious affliction, but a disorder of the mind. The sufferer experiences a cycle of relentless, disturbing thoughts and all manner of compulsions to fix them, including hoarding. Though it may be passed on through families, this condition is often exacerbated by a lack of sleep.
Bryn found a diary belonging to a Cassil man in Denevron who suffered from this. I think you should read it. He describes the intrusive visions that began after the birth of his son. Horrible fears he would drop his baby that he was so ashamed of, he couldn't share them with anyone.
That's awful.
It reached a point where he couldn't hold his own child, until he sought help.
So you're saying, if I have Era's plague, there's a cure?
Sleep.
We found evidence of a treatment, yes. We'd need to talk to someone at Cassidin's Hold to know more.
But we didn't want to speak to someone outside the Weaver Band on your behalf without talking to you first.
I don't know.
Don't move.
None of this is your fault. It's okay to get help. We all need it from time to time.
But no one else seems to need help. Everyone else is handling being here just fine, and I'm the only one having a breakdown.
Hey, it could be any one of us tomorrow. And I know for a fact that if this were happening to anyone else, you'd cut them some slack.
She's right. It's hard for all of us to see you suffering like this. We care about you, and we just want you to be okay.
Fine. You can talk to the Weavers in Cassidin's Hold. I can't promise. I'm still not sure about all of this.
We'll go one step at a time.
Quest complete. New quest anchored. Well, actually, I need to do the quest here. Serenite oil membrane. Serenite oil membrane. Serenite oil membrane. Serenite oil membrane. Serenite. Serenite oil membrane. Serenite oil membrane. Refined. Purified. Oil membrane. On the list. Serenite. Just regular Serenite. Oil membrane. That is. That should be it.
Now that we have a pattern tracer, it's time to head to Cassiton's hold.
Cassiton's hold. Anchored.
Isla, I was wondering if you might be able to help my friend.
Oh, what seems to be the problem?
I was wondering if you've heard of an affliction known as Era's Plague.
A damaging misnomer, but yes.
It certainly seems like the Enclave had a better understanding of it than the rest of the Maida does. I believe our quartermaster is suffering from it. She's a Kashar like you.
Ah, yes. The condition isn't unique to Kashar, but it's believed we experience it in greater severity due to our unique sleep cycles. I've heard of Ram, Obrun, Ashar, and Kassil alike who've experienced it. The first line of treatment is sleep. Unfortunately, that's difficult for Kashar. Thankfully, a sleeping balm should go a long way to help her. But it's not enough on its own.
Is there a more accurate name for this affliction?
Unfortunately, no. The research done on disorders of the mind is limited, even here. And I suppose academics are hesitant to rename conditions until they've become better understood.
Changing the name would just confuse matters, especially after the surge.
Then again, using a name that implies an individual has been cursed by a goddess of justice doesn't exactly foster empathy for its sufferers.
If this won't cure Kasmin, what else will we need to do to help her?
It's what she needs to do for herself. Sadly, there is no cure for Ira's plague, only treatment and management of the condition. Sleep will put her on the right track, but she needs to eat properly and actively fight the compulsions that stem from her visions.
She has a long road ahead of her.
She does. But she's not walking it alone. She's lucky to have friends like you.
Have you experienced Ira's plague yourself?
Not personally, no. But when I was born, my mother sought out the sleeping balm recipe in case I ever needed it, being Kashar. Great foresight on her part.
You've never spoken of your mother before?
She died before I was even a year old. And my father doesn't like to speak of her.
How do I get hold of a sleeping balm?
Well, I can make one for you here if you bring me the ingredients.
Sleeping balm.
You'll need emerald lucin, a gemstone famed for its ability to radiate peace, and chill feather weave for its cooling
Emerald
properties.
Lucian gemstone.
In addition to this, you'll need oil membrane for the formula, and of course, red cotton, because it filters the light so that the eyes find deeper rest.
I'll bring you those right away.
Burning curiosity.
Arakim mentioned you wanted to compare a mantle with Matteo Agretius?
We'd like to see if he might be my father.
All right. I've set his mantle aside for you. I'll need yours too, and the pattern tracer to perform the test.
You all right?
A little nervous.
I have to say, your mantle is spectacular. Matteo's easily pales in comparison.
Oh, thank you. And, is he my father?
No, I'm sorry. It's not a match.
Oh.
You are not the father.
Hey, we'll keep looking. Maybe now it's time to talk to Lane?
You're right. We should consult with them. I just thought... Silly. I'll see you back at camp.
Well, is it still possible? Oh, I saw something glowing here.
Here's everything you asked for.
Oh, I do have everything.
Just a moment, and I'll prepare the balm. Here you go. And I've written down the recipe for Lane, in case you run out.
Thank you so much.
Sleeping
Have your
agent.
quartermaster rub a little of the balm on her forehead, temples, and wrists before she goes to sleep. She'll be out in no time.
I hope she's willing to try this.
All you can do is be there. The rest is up to her.
You're right. I'd better get back to camp.
I hope your friend feels better soon.
Give her the medicine. There's smoke.
I was really hoping we'd find my father among the statues, but... It's time to expand the search. You were right, Lane.
I often am. Let's build a census of male Oberon in the Enclave within a limited time frame that makes sense for your birth. Knowing your father had to have been here when the veil went up narrows our search significantly.
Time to chase a paper trail. Between the two of us, we'll find your father.
Yes.
Aurea, are you sure you're all right? Is this really just about your dad?
Of course. Sorry, I just... really thought we would have found him already.
We will soon.
Our archival work might not be the most glamorous way to chase down a lost relative, but it is effective.
You're right.
All right. Anchored.
We all wanted to come together to support you, Casmin. However we can. Do you think you're ready to talk about what's going on?
I guess I have been feeling not so great lately. It's hard. I don't know how to tell you what's going on in my mind. Or if I even should.
We're not here to judge. We're here to listen.
You can tell us anything.
It started a while after we came through the veil. Not right away. You all know me. I'm a rock in a crisis. But the aftermath... It's hard for me to come down. Actually, I crashed to pieces in it. I should be stronger, but...
You are strong, Kaz. Falling apart sometimes doesn't change that.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like it these days. After the Surgeborn escaped, I just started getting these... thoughts. Visions. So vivid, they feel like premonitions. Our campsite, being razed to the ground in the night. Scrambling to find our gear under attack. Each of us being killed, one by one. And this voice, howling in my ear that it will all be my fault. Unless I do everything in my power to prepare us for it. I know that sounds crazy. But these visions and that voice, it's been getting louder. It keeps me awake all hours of the night. By dawn, everyone else is asleep, even Dam. I'm alone and exhausted. Counting supplies over and over and over, unable to stop.
That must be lonely.
It is. Opening up to you about this is physically painful. Even while we're talking, that voice keeps going. In the spaces between my words, in every pause, it howls at me for being pathetic and incompetent. How come I'm the only one drowning inside this place? No matter what happens, all of you are able to keep doing your jobs. I mean, I'm the only freak going off the deep end. How stupid is that?
This is nothing to be ashamed of. I know that's easier said than done, but no one thinks less of you for any of this.
True.
You can't scare us away. We will be by your side through worse storms than this.
I don't know how you're all still standing by me. But the fact that you are must count for something.
What if we cleaned out the caravan for you while you go rest? Bryn will sit with you until you fall asleep.
I
Only sit?
don't know.
Can I do more than sit?
Don't think I can sleep right now.
I have something that will help. A sleeping balm from the spindle.
Would you be open to trying it?
Maybe, but I'm afraid of what will happen if I go to sleep.
I won't let anything happen. I promise. Do you trust me?
I do. But I've made such a mess of the caravan. I can't let you guys be the ones to clean it up.
We've got this, Casmin. It's okay.
All right. Thank you.
Sleep. And I'm just watching her sleep.
This isn't working. I should go help with the caravan.
Shh. Kaz, they're fine. You need to sleep.
But what if Aurea throws away the grains Dan likes for breakfast? Or the sapling uses to rebind their books? Or...
She won't.
I can't just lie here. My skin is crawling. I feel like I might burst if I don't move.
How about we breathe together? Just try it with me.
Ooh.
Fine.
Did it work? Let's talk. Is she good now? I have no idea.
Hey, how you feeling?
I'm okay. I don't feel amazing. In fact, I feel pretty fragile, to be honest. But sleeping helped. Actually, everything you did helped. I don't want to pretend I'm feeling on top of the world right now, or like all my problems are solved. They're not. I know I've got a long road ahead of me, but finally saying out loud all the madness in my mind, and not being shunned or rejected for it. It's like all these awful visions lost some of their power over me.
Sounds like you should keep sharing with us then, so we can have every opportunity to accept you as you are.
Yeah. Why did you do all that for me?
Yes!
You mean a lot to me, Casmin.
I do?
Yes, of course.
You mean a lot to me too.
I would do everything I just did and more for you 1,000 times over.
I'm not sure I'm deserving of all that.
You are, Casmin.
Would you mind reminding me of that sometimes?
Every day, if you'd like.
Nice. Very nice.
I still can't believe no one shunned me at the mention of Vita's plague.
We're your friends. Why would we do that?
That is generally the reaction that people like me get across the Maida Basin. After all, Ida only stalks the wicked for penance.
Are you religious yourself?
I don't really know anymore. My mother was deeply religious, so I was raised to believe in the southern gods. I always accepted them as real, but lately, I've begun to question.
How so?
I mean, if what you've discovered is true, and the visions I have aren't penance from the goddess of justice, I've been hanging on to a lot of self-contempt for nothing.
That is a heavy burden to carry out of faith. Kaz, you do so much for other people. What could you possibly have to repent for?
I don't know. At all hours of the day, a voice is howling at me for never being good enough. Never hitting the mark. Now that I'm sleeping and eating, it is getting quieter. And every day, I practice fighting back. Telling myself I need to separate that voice from what's real. But a world in which I can ignore it completely feels far away.
If anyone can get there, it's you. You're tougher than anyone I know.
Save for you.
Have you ever told anyone else about these visions you're having?
Only one person. My mother.
I take it she wasn't very supportive?
I'll never forget how she looked at me. Like she was terrified. She told me to keep my impure visions to myself, and that if I behaved, eventually Ira would leave me alone.
How old were you?
5. I had just started school, and I was struggling with being away from my parents to attend classes. Images of them murdered by bandits while I was away hounded me during the 6 hours I spent outside the home. I swallowed my fears, though, hoping, as my mother told me, that if I was good and went to school, the visions would stop.
Even if Ira actually was out for you, I still wouldn't run. Anyone who cares about you knows you're not a threat.
Thank you, Bryn, for believing in me when I couldn't do it for myself.
Oh, more.
Something on your mind, Kaz? You look lost in thought.
Oh, yeah. I guess it's just strange to think that Arakim, the Axle, and the Spindle were all born inside the Veil. For years after the Surge, it probably felt like the world was ending in here, and yet people were still bringing children into it.
Don't you think the same could be said of outside the Enclave after the Surge?
Maybe. But there's something about being trapped inside this crisis bubble and still choosing to bring someone else into it with you. Doesn't it seem almost selfish? You know what? No, I wasn't there. I shouldn't judge the Hearthsiders.
Maybe it's comforting. Yeah. No matter what, birth comes with the spring. I think if someone really wants to have kids, they just make it work, regardless of the circumstances.
I suppose. I just wonder if that's really what's best for a child.
I guess I've always been of the mindset that there's no perfect time to have kids. At some
Well
point,
said.
you just need to dive into it, if it's what you want.
Maybe. I'm not really one for diving.
Okay, that's the final mission over there. What do we do now? Station. Smoke. Glintwood Hollow. Glintwood Hollow. Oh. Down here, apparently. Underground, it's taking me, it seems like. Don't even get on the ground. Is it this way? Check over here. Underground, it seems like. How do I get underground? Oh, okay, I see it. It's over here. I remember now. Aha. Now I remember. I see you. Where'd you? Where'd you go? Get over here. Ooh, Greaves. Found it.
Census records. The pivotal piece of the puzzle, as Lane would say. Others might find dull.
Collapse mine. This way. Oh gosh. Ow. Can I make that jump? I'm doing it. Oh my gosh. So annoying. Abandoned mine. Get back here. Up there. Can I climb that? Climb it. In combat.
A list of vendors. Maybe Oria's father is among them. My old point, Aaron, used to boast he could sell an Oberon their molted feathers. Ugh.
Is there a chest around here? Maybe. There's something over there. Oak growth. Interesting. I think we're done here. The Bastion. New boots. Flame. Frost.
Not too heavy, not too light.
Now we're talking. Bastion. Officer's Gate. Officer's Gate.
The Bastion. Lane said to look for regiment records.
Oh gosh. On fire. Mistakes were made.
These are the regiment records Lane asked for. My father told me stories about how instrumental the Oberon were in the wars for Carnhaven's independence. They would glide behind enemy lines and strike with precision.
That was easy. Angles. The Enclave.
What have you got for us, Lane?
I've narrowed it down to 3 likely candidates. A Hallowpire priest, a farmer, and the last military commander prior to the evacuation to Cassidon's Hold.
A military commander sounds promising. How do we narrow down which of those 3 is my father?
That's where we step away from the books and do some investigating.
I'll check the garrison, the market, and the Hallowpire Rise for any traces of these Oberon.
Upward to Nevron. Go in order. Way up there, huh? Ow. Oh, it's up here. Is it? Can I climb up there? I can make it. Wait a minute. Actually, it's not. Crap. I wish there was an easier way to get up over there. What the? Dragon. I don't need to fight it. These guys are annoying. I'm not gonna fight these guys. The shield ones are the worst.
This temple has...
Lane believes that a priest could have been Oria's father. I'd better look around.
Ow. In combat. What? Done. Jesus, so many
Found a
enemies.
diary belonging to the priest. Anything of note written inside? From a quick skim, it details his vow to pledge himself to the first flame. And only the first flame.
Ah, I see.
I'll look elsewhere.
Whoa. Explosion. Oh gosh. Didn't want to do that. Bastion and Lord Devron. Let's go to Lord Devron. Lord Neville. Perch. Go Broker's Arc. Is that a dragon? I want to fight it. Oh, how dare you.
This was where the farmer Lane mentioned was selling his crops. I should look around.
That
Oh, a pair of silver glasses with an intricate cloth connecting them. Enchanted.
Put it. Bryn, please. Bring those back to camp.
Of course.
Ooh. Tunic. Cool. Marketplace. I want to fight the dragon. Next time. Where there's smoke.
Have you taken a closer look at the glasses I found in the farmer's stand?
I can hardly believe it. My mother's craftwork is unmistakable. Enchanted to adjust with degrading vision.
Armor.
So we found your father. Lane's notes mentioned his name was Eugenius Osphine.
Genius.
I guess so.
I thought you'd be happy.
No, I am.
Aurea, what's really going on? Be honest.
I thought I came from a long line of weavers. Now... Never mind.
Aurea.
I need to be alone right now.
Hey. I just wanted to say, I'm here for you when...
When I'm ready, I know. I'm still not ready to talk, but thank you.
I'm talking to you right now.
Bryn, you okay?
Yeah. Why?
No, really. Are you doing all right? You can tell me, you know. Being point isn't always easy.
Aurea, I'm fine. What's going on? Are you okay?
I had no idea that the point training was so hard on Kasmin. Sure, she's seen stress, but leaders should know what's going on with their team. I failed her.
You can't save anyone, Aurea. You can only be there for them while they fight to save themselves. And thankfully, Kasmin is one tough fighter.
She is. Still, you went above and beyond just being there for her.
She would do the same for anyone else here.
All the same. Moving forward, I just want you to know you can talk to me. About anything.
I'm chilling.
I'm here for you.
I know. Thank you.
Their quest. The Sodden Pass. The Sodden Pass. What's the Sodden Pass? Did not unlock it yet? Probably didn't unlock it yet. Linwood Hollow at night, sure. Linwood Hall's easier. Over there. I see it. That way. It's a big boy over there. I see it. I see it. What? Ow. They're fighting each other. Oh god, there's more of them. Finally, is that it? No, she wants more. I see it. More ink caps. Oh man. I see it.
If I pick up any more of these, I'll have to spend an entire day scrubbing the ink off my hands. Anyway, this should be enough of everything for Lane.
No more ink caps, please.
I brought you a bag full of what looks like Arthur's breakfast.
The ink caps and sprigs of Diane's chorus. Lovely. And Oria didn't have any problems with Watcher's Wisp.
She noticed a pretty immediate improvement. Seems like it worked a treat.
Wonderful. I'll keep on producing the solution for her then. Another
Watcher's
project
Wisp.
on my
Yes!
to-do list. How
Should have done that
delightful.
earlier, honestly.
We're not overloading you, are we?
Quite the opposite. If I only had one thing to think about, I'd be tearing my hair out in frustration. This suits me. For example, since this began, I've been thinking about what else I could do with those glowing plants you collected. Perhaps I could mix up glow-in-the-dark ink, for example. My focus is on utility, though. And one must ask, would glow-in-the-dark ink be helpful? What do you think?
Perhaps it could be used to make maps that you can read by starlight.
I don't know. I read all of my research materials by lantern light, so I don't know if it would be especially useful to have glowing maps.
If it were up to me, all my maps would glow in the dark. But I use them differently than
But if you
do.
don't have a lantern, that's true.
Of course. I hadn't considered that perspective at all. Perhaps I should try researching in the dark to better understand how you operate.
I don't think you'd make much of a dent in your workload. But sometimes it's nice to sit in the dark with only your thoughts. It's worth a shot.
Very true. After all, the idea for enhancing Watcher's Wisp only came to me while I was staring at a tree.
A tree?
Upon further reflection, I don't think I could possibly make that make sense to you. My point is, as you suggested, idle thought can indeed yield wonderful dividends in inspiration. Nevertheless, I will keep you abreast of any developments, though I think this project may fall by the wayside in favor of more pressing concerns for now.
Absolutely. Do you need anything else? If not, I'll leave you to it.
Not right now. Thank you for your help.
Anytime.
Privileged information.
Ever since we learned of the verdant mines, I haven't been able to stop thinking about them. They were clearly well resourced in regards to both labor power and knowledge. And they had an extremely intimate knowledge of the Enclave's technology. But do you know who was around to see their rise and fall, but hasn't spoken a word about it?
Cassidon's Hold's biggest ass?
The very same. I just think it's interesting how he's kept quiet about it. Don't you?
I don't expect much from him.
I don't know if he was involved with the events surrounding the Verdant Mind's attempt to take down the Veil, but he certainly bore witness.
So what are you thinking?
I'd like to send you out on a fact-finding mission for now. Meanwhile, I'll pore over my existing research for clues.
Gotcha. I'll be back when I found everything you're after.
Thanks, Bryn. I'll get to work here, too.
Privileged information. Trapper's tunic, weight reduction. $27. It's pretty heavy. Fine though. Judge's Mire. Whenever on Judge's Mire. Go in the morning. Yeah. This way. Oh, it's right there. Ow! Holy, he got me. What the? Still following me. Old.
Let's see what we've got here. These all seem to be speeches that the Eye delivered. These are dated 40 years ago, but I could still imagine him saying all of these things today. this lake, the surrounding trees emitted an alchemical sap. It was a sought-after resource. The siphon explorer. I'll need to get these back to Lane.
Come on, really? Alright, I'm out of here. What? Get out of there. Alright. Or didn't have run. Hmm. Can't catch me. In combat. Found me.
It's a report blaming the Verdant Mines for an explosion near the Vale. Supposedly, this explosion was the cause of the cyclical miasma floods. But we know that the floods were caused by Asylum. This doesn't add up.
Enemies everywhere.
Here's something. Let's see. It seems to be information on Lucia's various projects. There are a lot of redactions here. Seems like someone was trying to hide something.
Perfecto. For their minds.
So what did we find out? Any big revelations? What's wrong?
This isn't what I expected at all. I think you need to read this yourself.
Well, sure, but... all right. This is one of Lucia's journals, right?
Yes.
I washed my hands of it, but they pressed onwards. He was fully aware of what I taught them, of course. What I'd taken from the Institute. And so, he let it happen. He knew they were going to try to pierce the veil, and now dozens are dead. He knew Vile. Broke bread with them. But when they and the rest of the Verdant Minds went off to die, Kenrick just watched.
And now read this. A transcript of one of his speeches, delivered around the same time that journal entry was written.
We will root out these dissenter vermin at all levels of administration. Their ideology has claimed too many lives to be allowed to breathe free. In the meantime, to ensure peace and prosperity, martial law is in effect across remaining settlements. So he let the explosion happen, and used it for his own political gain. Wow. He's a real piece of work.
He didn't exactly engineer this, but he isn't innocent either. He sat back and allowed the Verdant Minds to try breaking through the veil. Then they unintentionally triggered a huge explosion, conveniently wiping themselves out in the process. And just like that, the Eye had a scapegoat on whom to blame the cyclical miasma floods. He used panic and fear to secure himself a spot as provisional leader. But everyone eventually forgot that provisional bit. I genuinely didn't expect this at all. I thought I'd find out that he'd just been mildly conniving all his life, not this.
So, what do we do about this then?
We need to confront him. He may be the Enclave's leader, but we can still take him to task on what he's covered up.
Wait, what? You really think that'll work?
Yes. I'll present him with our evidence, and he'll have to give us an explanation.
I'm open to the idea. But what makes you think he'll want to speak to us?
I'm confident in my powers of persuasion.
I believe in you.
I may be young, but a lifetime spent orbiting the seats of power in Judea. Well, let's just say that I know how to appeal to a politician's better judgment.
Well, I trust your judgment.
Excellent. I'll finish writing this dossier, and I'll meet you in Cassidon's Hold. Have faith.
It's not you who I'm lacking faith in. Trust me. Anyway, I'll see you at the Hold.
I won't be long.
Oh, it's getting juicy. There's a conspiracy at the bottom of this. Is it? Cassin's Hold. There he is.
Why do I feel as if I'm about to have my time wasted?
Oh my
Please
god.
allow me to present my research. I promise it won't take but a moment. I've compiled a dossier concerning an event that occurred in the Enclave around 35 years ago.
And what event would that be, pray tell?
The attempt to pierce the veil. I can only assume you are familiar with the Verdant Mines.
The name rings a bell, though it's been decades, as you said.
They were the subject of many of your speeches. It's interesting that your memory on the subject is hazy.
You'll forgive me for not remembering the exact wording or subject of any of the hundreds of speeches I've delivered throughout my career.
That's not a problem. I can summarize my findings. Firstly, our evidence suggests, with a high level of confidence, that you were aware of the Verdant Mines' plans to pierce the veil. Secondly, in support of that assertion, you gained this knowledge through your close relationship with the enchantress known as Lucia.
I never knew any enchantress by that name.
That's odd, since you seem to have been a recurring character in her personal journals. Though, truth be told, she didn't seem particularly fond of you in the later entries. So, back to the attempt to pierce the veil. You knew...
I knew that it would go poorly.
You knew?
Of course I did. But what does it matter?
You could have stopped it.
But I didn't. Pray tell, Lawkeeper, what goal did you hold in your mind as you traveled here?
I wanted to learn the truth about the past, to uncover what had been hidden.
Lane Free Selectus. That's who you are, yes?
That's correct. Though, I'm not sure how... never mind. But my research...
House Lectus of Udea. It's no wonder you felt the need to make something of yourself. Well, today will not be that day. Nor, I believe, will any. I won't waste my breath debating a jumped-up little snot from a house so consumed by cupidity that it can't even keep its hearths lit. Once a failure of a house, always a failure of a house. And
Oh my god, this guy.
insipid rag parading as research.
Did you just call me a jumped-up little snot?
Can we kill him?
No, I didn't. You must have misheard me.
I...
Will that be all from you? I have other matters to attend to.
Like standing there all day?
Skies! That is enough.
Yeah, enough this
Lane
guy.
deserves better than this disrespect.
You dare to speak of respect? You, who broke into our home, who undid Asylum, who attempts to destroy decades of societal progress.
I'm trying to help rebuild the Enclave, not destroy it. Self-important jerks like you aren't helping.
Tell him.
I have single-handedly held back the tide of oblivion. I'm not self-important. I'm a damned hero. You and your lackey will remove yourselves from my presence, or I'll call the guards.
I'll kill him too.
Bryn, thanks, but it's not worth it. I need to go.
Skies above. I was worried this would happen.
The Axel mentioned you were asking about my dear friend, Matteo Agretius.
You were close?
Matteo was a great man. In the aftermath of the surge, he went back for families that couldn't evacuate to Nevron. Sadly, he passed away a few years ago. You were comparing mantles to see if there might be a family relation?
Aurea was hoping he might be her father, but it turns out he's not.
Unfortunate. What an impressive lineage she would have.
Alright, time to bounce. That went very poorly. This guy, oh, I hate this guy.
I can't even begin to explain how I feel. This is a disaster.
Did I make it worse?
No. No, not at all. Not for a moment. You were very kind and strong and supportive and courageous. I just... It reminded me of why I left.
Home.
Everything back there was all about your house. Your actions or intent never mattered. And when I tried to forge a different path in life, the knives came out. I had no real choice but to leave. I thought I had left it all in my past, but now, here we are.
I'm really sorry, Lane. It must be hard to be reminded of that. Do you want to talk about it?
I think I need a little while to consider my next move.
Hmm.
Maybe.
She won't tell her a choice.
Sorry.
That's all right. I'll be here when you need me.
Thanks, Bryn. How did he know?
Lane, are you all right?
I'm just rattled. I never told you, or anyone else, my full name. Not because I didn't want you to know, or because I thought you'd judge me, just that I'm allowed to hold information back.
And the Eye threw it at you like he'd known you your whole life.
Yes, and he accurately described the state of my house, too. Which is not a secret, particularly, but...
I wonder how he knew.
That's the very question that's been torturing me. As far as I know, we're the only people to ever make it through the Veil. And I was most certainly born after it was raised. There's no other way for information or news to make it through.
Before you ask, it wasn't me who told him.
But that raises the question, doesn't it? Who among us betrayed our trust? And how do they even know in the first place?
To be honest with you, I don't love the idea that we've got someone in our midst sharing information like that. I can't think of anyone in our camp who might intentionally hurt you.
This is
but
weird.
That doesn't make it okay. When we find out who did this, I think you're owed an apology.
Yes, I suppose we'll need to keep our eyes open. Stay vigilant, Bryn.
Scout's Jenny. Nevron. Condensing chamber. Okay. Let's finish the game. Maybe. Let's do up upgrades actually. Why not? Cinder infusion. Cinder infusion. I can get that. Cinder infusion.
That's an intimidating silhouette.
Sure. I am strong.
Ready to head to Cassidon's Hold?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Great. Hey, while it's just the two of us, I'll be deploying to the Underworks almost immediately after we arrive. Watch Khan Stanold for me, will you? I know Oriel wants you to give him a chance, but he can't be trusted.
I'm always ready for anything, Eric.
I know. Let's move.
Decades of caution have been rewarded, friends. For this moment, and not one sooner, is the precise time to strike. Today, we wrangle our lands free from the Surgeborn's grasp and reclaim our hearth once more. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
None of this could be possible without the esteemed prowess of the Spindle. Her work on the Arks has laid the foundation for my plan. She and I will proceed to the Grand Gate at once. Scouts, you have your orders. It's time. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Bryn, you need to come with me.
Now?
Yeah, no time to explain. And Aurea, you should get on the scry.
All right. Whatever you need.
Let's go. Sev, I know
Oh,
you
look
said
at
there's
that.
no time to explain, but want to give me a clue as to where we're going?
So, obviously I've been working with the Eye. Well, he had me repair the Grand Gate. It's connected to this place called the Source, and, I guess that's where the Surgeborn came from. He's got this plan to go there and solve this problem once and for all.
Right. I heard that part of his speech already. What does this have to do with us sprinting like an Ash Peak Drake is on our heels?
So there's, it's better if I just show you.
Perfect. As
Talks.
punctual as you are daring.
What the heck?
Sev, what's going on?
I don't know.
Oh, don't blame him. He's merely a puppet. Ironic, given I'm the one all tangled up.
So you can talk?
Of course. Only language could allow me to prey upon Kenrick's exquisite inadequacies.
You've been talking to the Eye? Manipulating him?
Into a foolhardy and preposterous plan that only an absolute imbecile could think was worth pursuing, yes.
Oh my gosh. I knew he was an idiot.
Down here for years, laying groundwork and learning what I could about your people. All towards a moment when I could convince Kenrick to act. I almost despaired he ever would. And then, along comes you.
Me?
Oh yes. Kenrick is threatened by you. Terrified even. In your brief time inside the Veil, you've accomplished so much more than he has in decades. Not that that's saying much. Still, you are the perfect catalyst for change. We have that in common, as you will discover in time. So now, he's going to open a gate to the heart of the Enclave, convinced he can recover it from us. And the one person I worry might be able to stop us is here, talking to me. You're fast, but even you can't.
Oh gosh, this is a trap.
You've thought of everything. Except, why tell me all this?
Because you're too late to stop us. And even if you weren't, no one would believe you.
Sure. Unless they were listening.
Quit taunting it, Bryn. We've got work to do.
Why would he listen to a Surgeborn over his daughter or me? That doesn't make sense. Why did this guy trust a Surgeborn?
Isla, we must retreat.
No! I'm staying to fix this.
Coward.
Do whatever you can to buy me time.
Can I climb on him? Oh, goody.
Brenna's seriously about to fight that thing.
The spindle told her to buy time.
Let's hope Ida doesn't take too long.
Can I grab onto him? I can't. Oh, fudge. Oh, come on. Oh my gosh, parkour. He's immune. Ow. I'll try to jump. That didn't work. How do we even get to him? Oh shoot, dead. That's annoying. It goes so fast, dude. The heck is that? Potions, please. Ow. Is there an easier way to climb onto him besides a sword? Oh my god, I'm dead. That's so cheap. Where's the way to grab onto him easier? Ah. This is so annoying. What? Ow. Oh gosh. That didn't work. Oh, come on, dude. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. Dude, I can't make that jump. Zero damage. I think I had it. I see. You have to wait till he pulls it back. Really, dude? What? Come on, grab onto it. His boss. This is like the worst so far. You can't make it simple, can ya? Just gotta make it complicated. Oh my god, grab on. It just flings me all over. Absolutely terrible. What? Stop grabbing on, I guess. Dude, I didn't mean to grab on. I'm trying to let go. Shit, I'm dead. This is like the worst. Oh, come on. Dude, how are you supposed to grab onto him? He keeps flinging me around. Really? Keeps tossing stuff at me. This climbing takes forever, dude. Are you kidding me? Okay. Ow. Oh god. Really? I switched hands. Can't really grab onto him. Are you gonna throw stuff at me? Holy. Little puggy. Really, gravity? Ah, so tedious. At least he doesn't regenerate. Oh, come on. Why didn't I grab on? Oh, come on, man. This is the worst boss fight in this game. Hey, chill. Ow. Gravity again. Holy. He broke it. Worked. Holy moly. She working. What? Don't really have anything that can help. What? Don't get it. What can work? Nothing can really work, can it? Ow, that didn't work. Wait, it works. It's working. It is working. Wow, look at that. Oh god, what have I done? Nope, that didn't work. That didn't work.
Keep going for much longer.
She needs to.
That didn't work. It's working.
Is the spindle okay?
She can't be. No.
What?
Oh, it's worked. So I do elemental first, huh? It's like a mecha battle now. Oh yeah. Oh, sick. Put him back where he came from.
Whatever it takes.
Come on. That's sick. Dude, this is your fault. 100% your fault. He's gonna find a way to blame me. Watch.
Okay. Okay. Weavers have always dealt with problems like this. Well, not just like this, but yeah. We'll figure it out. Aurea. She'll know what to do.
Aftermath.
Hey,
Hey.
how do you feel?
Okay now. But it was touch and go for a while. Lane will probably never forgive me. For that matter, I might not either.
I knew that fight. The spindle, giving her life like that. It'd be on your mind all night. How could it not? And I've been mulling over what to tell you this morning. I had a speech planned, but you don't need a speech. You're like me. It'd ring false. So I'm going to tell you what I'd need to hear after something like that. You did good. It was an awful situation, but you stood up and did what needed to be done without hesitating. Not many people have that kind of grit.
You're right. I think that was what I needed to hear. Thanks, Aurea.
You deserve it. You've come so far in here. We've all had to adapt. But you more than anyone. Look. I know you, Bryn. You're made of stern stuff. You've the mountains in your bones. Any sense of doubt or being shaken is just snowfall. Temporary, and it'll slide off soon.
That was the part you practiced, right?
Yes. But that doesn't make it less true.
Okay. Okay. Thoughts on what we do next? We obviously need to deal with that beast. But where to start?
We need to get everyone together. Our band, Arakim too. And I want you to call the meeting.
Me?
Yes. You.
Nice.
I know everyone's up in their heads right now, but we have real problems to solve. So let's clear the air.
Are you running this discussion, then?
She is.
Sev, this has to start with you. We knew you were working with the Eye. We told you we'd have your back. Help us understand what happened. Just breathe, Sev. Start from the beginning.
I'm sure Bryn and Sola told you all. But I belong to an order called the Norians. We're sometimes called the Watersmiths. Imagine my surprise to learn our talents had been critical to the construction of the tapestry. Our order binds us to always help another Norian. Especially a high-ranking one like Stanild. And to keep their secrets.
So that's how he sunk his claws into you.
Why is the Order so secretive?
We've always been critical to the survival of Taza. Water is life in the desert, and we control the flow of water. The Elders have a secret political chokehold on the kingdoms. The altruistic Norians will tell you the secrecy is so no one can undo our work. But I have my doubts. And so, the Order operates in the shadows. I imagine they were much the same here in the Enclave.
What did Stanild have you doing?
It was all work on repairing the Grand Gate. He'd heard about our success with the gate in the Hollow and felt I might be able to replicate it. Thanks to your help, I was able to do so. And he took me more into his confidence as a result.
Did you leave the Norians to become Sola's apprentice?
One never really leaves the Norians. Not with their life. If word got out about me betraying Stanild, I'd be a dead ram walking. But no. My people have a ritual known as Ram Bralem. It is a time to pursue another path. And Sola was kind enough to accept me for mine.
It's true. I knew it could be temporary, but was hoping you'd stay on after.
The most important thing is whether we can trust you.
Yes, Sev. Convince us.
I swear, nothing I did was intended to cause harm. Too many of my order are political animals. But there is real good to be found among the Norians. Craftspeople who just wish to perfect their art. To bring water to people in need. To experiment, but need the resources to do so. Unfortunately, too many of those resources are controlled by people like Stanild. They're all the same. They see a point of control, water, information, wealth, and they abuse it. I thought the secrets were a necessary evil for some great purpose, but seeing his chokehold on the Enclave, it's stagnation. You all have every right to distrust me. I am sorry. No more secrets. I just can't do it anymore.
If you can't be a Norian, then what are you?
If you'd have me, I'd like to stay.
Those of us who have been here longer than Sev. Thoughts?
He's a great apprentice. And did what was right in the end.
Still wasn't quick enough.
We need him. He's been exposed to Kenric Stanald's plans, and that knowledge may be critical.
When I was going through it, you all pulled together to help me.
You are all heard. And I would add that you joined us under false pretenses, Sev. You had loyalties outside the band you never disclosed.
I have a hard time accepting that he kept so much from us, but shared so much with the Eye. Who knows what Stanild, or gods help us, the Talon heard about us? Only time will tell how much damage that's done.
Lane, I hear you and I understand. Sev has real work to do to rebuild trust. Only you can decide when the apology feels real to you. Sev, that considered, you have worked tirelessly since joining us, and demonstrated an enterprising spirit and deftness as a smith. And before the blade could completely fall, you risked all by blocking it with your own hand. You can never be a Norian again. I do not sense that you wish to be. And who are the Weavers but a group of outcasts and misfits, just trying to muddle through together? You will stay, and you will help. We have work to do. Tell us about Stanild's plan.
Thank you, Horia.
I'm sure we all have things we want to say. To Sev and each other. But that can wait. Right now, while we're all here together, we need to focus on next steps. But here's our challenge. That Talon. It spoke. It knew things it couldn't know about us. We're on the back foot and need to catch up fast.
Then let me, as Horia said, help. After I repaired the gate, Stanild took me completely into his confidence. He'd been questioning and learning from the Talon. Or so he thought.
Not realizing he was being manipulated.
Dude, one idiot.
He was increasingly estranged from his daughter. I'd wager he was desperate for a friend.
I'd agree. Based on what he'd learned from the Surgeborn from his friend, he put together a plan.
Use my people as a distraction to pull the bulk of the Surgeborn out of the Underworks. All while he used the gate to... what?
There is a place, deep, deep underground, known as the Source. A feat of engineering unparalleled. It's the secret to the Enclave's power. The abundance of magic. The heart of the tapestry. The thing powering the Veil. There was only a single loom gate still connected to the Source after Asylum cleared all connections. and I'm the one who repaired it.
The Grand Gate would take him right to the heart of things then.
Exactly.
Stanhild thought he could... what? Sneak down there and fix things somehow? Tear down the veil?
His hope was to go down and secure a working space, sealed off from the distracted Surgeborn. He wanted to eventually fix things with the help of the Spindle. All glory to his family.
That arrogant idiot.
He'd read in his personal archives there was a system designed to shut down the source. In the hopes of discovering how it worked, he had been feeding information to the Spindle about it in drips.
Meaning she might have been working on a fix for the source without knowing it.
Then we have to pursue her research, clearly.
Good. But we still have the problem Stanhild never saw coming. A great Surgeborn.
Which almost certainly will be unkillable if it operates like every other Surgeborn. It's hard to imagine any place more full of tangles than the literal source of the magic that's overflowing.
On that, I have an idea. If I'm right, we might be able to turn the tables and remove its advantage. I'll need Bryn's help if that's all right with everyone.
Of course. If it gives us a chance, we have to take it.
I agree.
Has anyone just thought to ask the Talon?
What would we ask it? Favorite color? Favorite way to disembowel Ashar?
No, she's right. It has clearly demonstrated an interest in Bryn. Maybe she could pry some information out of it.
I'm not sure I'll get much. But I'm also sure I'm not going to think it's my friend. So, worth exploring?
Then we have a path forward. Sev will pursue his thoughts on dealing with that beast.
My people have started calling it the Herald.
Of destruction? Doom?
Why not both? As I said, people are on edge.
Fine. Sev pursues weakening this Herald. We work with the Axle to look into the Spindle's latest research. And if she feels like it, Bryn has a chat with our imprisoned Surgeborn.
As good a path forward as we are going to find. Let's call it here and get to work.
Wow. The reins of the day.
I examined the wreckage at the Grand Gate after everything that transpired there.
Found something useful?
A kinetic strand, in fact. The Ark must have torn it from the Herald's pattern in the chaos of the battle.
Nice.
Think we could weave it into my mantle?
I don't see why not. Its pattern appears to be quite similar to those found on wild creatures and Archons.
All right. We need every advantage.
Then let's get to work.
Ooh, ooh.
And we're finished. This will be quite the powerful addition
Have
to your
all of it
mantle.
now.
How so?
This strand can twist kinetic magic into a tunnel. In battle, you could push debris or enemies through it and send them flying through the air quite forcefully.
Could I jump through it?
I suppose
Wait a minute.
could.
This could be very helpful against
There's
bosses.
a lot of tall buildings, flying creatures. This is going to be great.
You're right. Just
That's sick.
try to be careful.
Cool. Kinetic stream. Neato. Blaze of glory.
Hey, mind if we talk somewhere private?
Lead the way.
I won't be returning to expeditions. I've known for a while now, but I couldn't bring myself to admit it. My days as Point are over.
I thought you were recovering from your injury.
Not as well as I should be. That I got injured at all was a sign that I'm not as fast as I used to be. I should count myself lucky. Not many points get a career this long, but I'm not ready for this to end. Especially here, of all places. What kind of legacy is it to reach the Enclave only to sit by the fire?
But you've had an incredible career. And it isn't ending just because you can't go on expeditions.
I know, but it's not the same. And some part of me was hoping to end on a big score. I thought if I found out who my father was, if he turned out to be some great weaver like my mother, it's silly.
Tell me.
I thought I could solidify my legacy in history. Make sense of what my own contributions have been, if anything at all.
You're an incredible weaver in your own right. You don't need impressive parents to prove that. And if you had to pick your last act as point, isn't finding your way into the Enclave the biggest score of all? You're everything I want to be.
That's very kind. Maybe in time I'll make peace with what my career has been. But for now, it's too raw.
Is there anything I can do?
Unless you can give me a few years back. This is grief I'll need to sit with for a while.
I understand. I wish there was something I could do to help Aurea see herself the way I see her. Lane knows a thing or two about recording legacies.
Lane. Sure, let's talk to Lane. Few things here. Might as well talk to them.
I appreciated your candor in the meeting, Sev.
It was terrifying. Wasn't sure I'd be allowed to stay. You didn't get to voice an opinion with the others. Are we?
Yeah, we're chilling.
All circumstances aside, you saved the day. Solar and I said we had your back, and it paid off. Quick thinking having the scry open.
I knew something was wrong the moment that thing started talking to me when Stanild wasn't around. It was very focused on you.
Me?
So much so that it said the only way the plan would succeed was if you talked to it. It reeked of trap. I didn't survive a decade around Tarzan Norians without picking up when someone's holding a knife behind their smile.
But you still took me down there.
Sorry. An educated risk. I felt there was nothing it could do and wanted the whole band to hear it talk. I don't think it understood we have the scry.
And Stanild wouldn't use one, of course.
The Talon was his deepest secret. Whom would he tell?
Can you tell me more about Stanild's plans for once he went through the Grand Gate?
He was counting on Isla. She was exceptional at protective fields. But even then, no. I don't think he had a real plan. The Talon had convinced him he'd be able to survive, and fool that he was, he trusted it. We can't afford that mistake.
He trusted it. That makes no sense.
I have a theory. You know how the weather sometimes skews wildly hot and cold?
Right. The aeroliths.
What else do we see on similar cycles?
Miasma.
Exactly. So, it follows.
You think the aeroliths are able to affect raw magic somehow?
I do. And in Stanild's private records and designs. I found notes, specifically on aeroliths with Norian commentary.
You think the Norians were involved in their creation?
It would certainly explain why Tarza had such access to aeroliths before the Surge. If I'm right, this might be the key to making the source survivable.
Fewer tangles means less dead me. Absolutely. Where do we start?
You'll need to head to the Watersmith area of the Institute.
New
I'll
area.
guide you from there.
Institute. Blaze of Glory.
Lane, I was wondering if you could help me with something.
What is it?
Well, it turns out Oria's search for her father wasn't just about finding her family.
Crusades into one's lineage rarely are. Let me guess. She didn't find the missing piece of herself that she hoped she would, and now she's having an existential crisis.
Yeah, that kind of sums it up.
It happens. So, what has all this really been about?
She knows she needs to retire, and she's struggling with what her legacy has been.
Ah, isn't it strange how the most accomplished people never seem to recognize their own success?
Yeah, I was hoping you could help with that. After all, isn't chronicling a legacy your specialty?
We could certainly commemorate her career with a written account. A lovely idea. I would suggest we personalize it with anecdotes from each of our traveling companions, as they've been in Oria's band longer than you or I. Would you interview them for me? Legacies may be my specialty, but you might have the leg up when it comes to connecting with others.
Sure, I can do that. Any tips on what to ask them?
Ask whatever you like. Maybe you want a few humorous stories in the mix? Or some readers prefer heartfelt. Why don't I start by interviewing you?
Me?
Of course. We'll need your input. What has Oria meant to you?
Oria was legendary to me before we met. To have someone like her give me unparalleled opportunity and responsibility, it means the world to me. She's a true guiding light in my career.
Great. I'll transcribe that and start her biography.
Cool.
Take notes when you speak to the others and come back to me.
Sure, I'll do that.
You know, a lot of points struggle with transitioning into a Watcher's role full-time. And there's never been a point more passionate than Oria.
Snacks.
I know. I hope this eases her pain.
I'm sure it will. Now, what can I do to help?
We'll definitely highlight Oria's accomplishments, but I'm wondering if you've got any lighter stories to share.
Oh, there was this one time I had to borrow a pair of her trousers after an experiment went awry.
What?
Well, borrowed without asking first.
So you stole her trousers? And they fit you?
It was wash day, and I was trying to accelerate the drying process with a little magical heat. When all my clothes went up in flames, no one else in the camp would let me touch theirs. So I borrowed a pair from Oria while she was out on an expedition, hoping to find a solution before she returned. Alas, I did not. When she came back, she simply cocked a brow and said they looked better on me than her. I still have those trousers. They're comfortable, so I wear them on wash day for a laugh.
Oh, man.
And if I have to belt them above my ribs, so be it.
Thanks for sharing, Dom.
Surprised they fit.
Bryn, I love what you're doing for Oria. How can I help?
You've been in the Weaver Band the longest. How do you think Oria has changed throughout her career?
To be a point for as long as Oria has is extremely rare. The knowledge she's acquired at a time when Weavers have lost so much is invaluable. She's always been passionate about recovering what was lost since the Surge. Though, I think feeling alone in that ambition has taken a toll on her over the years.
In what way?
Not all Weavers are in this for our collective culture the way Oria is. Many of them only seek personal glory. When Casman didn't work out as her replacement point, she became worried she might never find someone that shared her vision for this band. It meant a lot when she finally found you.
Wow. Thank you, Sola.
Happy to help.
I haven't known Aurea for as long as the others, but she's done a lot for me. I'd like to help with your project if I can.
Of course, Sev.
What do you want to know?
You said Aurea has done a lot for you. Tell me more about that.
After everything that's happened, everything I've done, she's just accepted me as part of the band. Until now, my position in life has always felt precarious. To just be accepted, no questions asked by someone like her. It means everything. She's given me a home. All of you have.
You'll always have one with us.
For the first time in my life, I actually believe that.
Thanks, Sev.
Glad to be of service.
Mm-hmm. In my hands.
Isla sacrificed everything for us.
I still can't believe she's gone.
Her death could have been prevented.
Your idea to commemorate Aurea's career with Lane is lovely. How can I help?
If you were to summarize Aurea's influence on your life, what would that be?
Aurea saved me from serious burnout with the Eudean relief efforts. Not to mention, saving me from myself a second time here in the Enclave. I don't know if I'd still be here without her. Or any of you, for that matter. Anyway, the longer I worked the relief ships, the worse the fatigue hit me. And I think that had become my entire identity. Barely a few minutes into meeting me, Aurea asked if I ever thought of becoming a weaver. I thought she was mad. But I guess she had observed me giving orders and organizing shipments on the docks all morning. By the end of our conversation, I had a new purpose and a home in our band.
That's perfect. Thank you for sharing.
My pleasure.
My hand is cramped. But the account of Aurea's career is finished.
Great. I'll gather everyone if you're ready to present it.
I'll need to ice my quill hand. But, of course.
Let's hope she likes this.
She will.
What's going on?
We wanted to present the latest addition to Lane's archive to you.
I like
Together.
this mission.
We all contributed, though credit goes to Lane for compiling and writing it.
I've titled it A True and Personal Account of Aurea Silverbeak Harpinet.
What is going on?
We wanted to do something special to commemorate your time as Point.
You didn't have to do all this.
We did. You've done more for each of us time and time again.
No one is more deserving of a place in Weaver history than you, Aurea.
So we took it upon ourselves to write you one.
As a thank you for everything.
I don't know what to say.
Lane, why don't you read just the opening?
Aurea Silverbeak, as she came to be known, was born to Sharian Harpinet and Eugenius Osphine inside the Enclave just before the Surge.
Osphine?
Though she never knew her father, her mother hoped Aurea would follow in her footsteps as a skilled enchantress within the Maida. But Aurea decided to become a Point blazing her own trail. Something she would continue to do throughout her career, bigger and bolder each time. We'll let you read the rest on your own.
We hope this account will help you see yourself and your accomplishments the way we see you.
I'm at a loss. All I can say right now is thank you.
Earthfire.
Bryn, I was so moved by what you did for Aurea. It's clear she means a lot to all of you.
Thank you. She does.
But her father, Eugenius Osphine, I know who he is.
You do?
Yes, and I want you to make an offering for his grave. I can give you a key swatch to reach it.
Wait, you know where it is?
Key swatch.
I do. And I'm sure Aurea would love to watch you visit on the scry.
Okay, but shouldn't we tell her?
Trust me, this is something you should show her directly. Come back when you've got the offering and I'll give you the key swatch.
An offering? Oh, Aurea's feather.
One of Aurea's feathers would be beautiful as part of the offering for her father's grave.
What's the other parts? Winter scrap stipe 20. That should be enough. It's purified, right? Expensive. Wait, what's the other thing? Got it ready. Winter scap stipe. Scap stipe. Winter scap. This one? That should be enough, right?
An offering for Eugenius. Time to talk to Arik.
Okay, I'll do that next time. Let's save. $18-hour playtime. All right. Ugh. That was nice. That was a nice mission. Like that. Anyways, next stream on Monday, I'll try to finish the game, hopefully soon. Then I'll build my Gundam. But yeah, anyways,